Hi, and welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. Sorry, I had a candy in my mouth and went down the wrong way. Hi, this is Carolyn. I'm an energy intuitive, and I do angel card readings and oracle card readings, and I do distance healing sessions. I do distance energy where I send energy to you no matter where you are in the world, and I have clients internationally as well as here in the United States. Everything you need to know about me is in the box below. Any questions that you have, you can go to my website, www.carolinjwoodson.com. And a lot of information is there. And if you still don't find what you're looking for, shoot me an email at wisdomfromtheangels@gmail.com. Okay? I don't read emails that are about anything other than healing sessions. So if there's a, or if you have a situation that you'd like to just get maybe some guidance on, let me know. We can figure out which way is the best way for you to work from. Okay? Again, let's get into the message. Okay? I've already cleared the cards, so I don't need to do that. And we're going to ring the bell and get going. Angels, bring in the messages that are necessary for the beginning of the week in this week in July. It will be a July the 6th reading, and we are in the full energy of the full moon. But bring in the messages that are necessary for us. Make sure that they are clear and that they bring in what is for our best and highest good and the highest good of all. Okay, so let's get started. Oh, I hope you and your family are well. I hope that you're staying safe. And I hope that you find yourself somewhere where you really are able to just put your feet up and relax for a few minutes. Okay? And I want to say, if there are any first responders on this channel, hats off to you. One of a family's friend's sons, which I see him as my nephew, was working at the epicenter in New York. He flew up from Florida, and my hats are off to all the first responders. He has such a wonderfully beautiful heart, and they are working very hard to help other people who are very sick at the risk of their own lives. So my hats are off to them. And if you see any first responders out there, just say thank you. You know, they're doing a great job, and it's a hard job. It's not a job I'd want. And okay, Spirit says that's enough. All right, so we're going to get into the message, and we're going to find out what it is that the angels would like for us to know. Okay? And we're going to talk at the end a little bit more about how to call in your angels, which angel to call in for what, and what to do if you're not sure of which angel to call. Yeah, because that's important. Ooh. So they said take the top one. Okay, and the bottom one. And start the reading from there. Okay, they don't want me to pull more than two for right now. So let's see what the message is. Ah, perfect. So before I tell you what the cards are saying, last night at 11:44 p.m., we had a lunar eclipse and a full moon in Capricorn. Capricorn is the sign of the goat, hardworking, very hardworking people. They strive for excellence. There is a lot going on energetic with the planets at this time, and a lot of that is affecting us, and it's affecting each of us differently. But I just wanted to put that out there so that you kind of understand. Full moons are all about letting go. Lunar eclipses are about a time of transformation. So between the full moon energy of letting go and the lunar eclipse energy of transformation, we have the opportunity now to shift our lives in a direction that we find to be more agreeable and in alignment with who we truly are. Not who our parents said we were, not who our friends think we should be, not who our partners say we have to be. We can really shift ourselves into being and showing up in the world as the person that we truly, truly are. And our first card for today is Take Charge. And she's a beautiful, beautiful angel. And she says leadership and self discipline are required to take control of your life. And I know a lot of people have been stuck inside, and it has been a challenging year so far for many. Um, Last year we were all excited and waiting to get into 2020 and a new decade because we were just kind of tired of the same stuff. Well, we're here now, and we have ushered in the age of Aquarius. We've ushered in. Sorry, they're talking to me real fast today. We've ushered in the decade of change. We've ushered in a lot of energy that is 5D or five dimensional energy, which is a higher vibrational energy than we had in the past. 3D energy was really about that energy that we saw in the 80s and the 90s of, I have mine, you hope you get yours. It was one-upsmanship. It was a lot of things that tore us apart and separated us. Coming into 2020 and coming into this new decade in 2021, the energies are shifting. We are in 5D reality, and that shift requires us to start looking at how we can start to go forward as a collective. As we saw with the pandemic, the mantra was, we are all in this together, and we are. And we have to start thinking about it from that perspective. I don't know anyone who's loving wearing face masks, and I'm not going to get into a controversial conversation about it, but wear it for your fellow man, wear it for yourself, wear it for your family, wear it for your friends. No one's excited about it, and it does take away from seeing someone. So now people are having to talk with just their eyes, which is very interesting. But if you notice, you can tell when someone's in a good mood or whether someone's smiling or whether they're not. Just look at their eyes. So that's funny. But anyway, right now that's saying take charge. And leadership and discipline is required. We are looking for more leaders. We are looking for people who are really stepping up to the plate and taking charge in a positive, collective, community way. It's needed. The planet needs it. Our families need it. Our communities need it. Let's step up to the plate and do that. Okay? The other card that came out is perfect timing. Divine timing ordained by the angels. It is never too late or too early. So some people would say, what does that mean? They're saying that if you are really interested, it's the first card, remember, was take charge. Leadership is required. You are never too old to start something new. Never. I read the other day that Kentucky Fried Chicken wasn't started until the Colonel was 65 years old, I think. He was in his mid-60s. And look where that went. And I'm not going to get into the whole conversation about how he got the recipe and all that, but I'm just giving it as an example. I remember saying to someone once, I have dreams that I would like to see. And I remember someone saying, you're too old for dreams. And I was, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And I'm not. And neither are you. One time in my life, I had the honor of being co-producer and co-creator of a radio show in Tampa, Florida on their local radio station, WTMP. And the name of the show was To Your Health. And it was with Dr. Kirk Woodson, who was my husband. And my late husband, and I co-created this show, and we had on all these guests, and guests, whenever they flew into Tampa, were looking for places to, push their products or their books or whatever. And so we got a call one day from a publicist, and she said, I have someone who really would love to come on your show, and she's got a new book out. I don't know how you feel about this topic. And she told me the name of the topic, and it was, about healing one's body. And at that time, wellness and new thought and new age stuff was still kind of woo-woo. And in Tampa, Florida, really woo-woo. This would have been the late 80s. and her name was Louise Hay. At the time, Louise Hay didn't kind of mean nothing to most of us in the world. Right now, it does. Louise Hay, in her later years, started what is now Hay House Publishing, the Hay House Network. Hay House has grown tremendously. It is now an international company. At the time we interviewed her, I had a chance to speak to her on the phone. She was in the car with her driver, and they got completely turned around because the radio station was really off the beaten path. And it was across the railroad tracks and through the wilderness of Tampa, Florida. And in Florida, you can get some pretty kind of places that you're like, I don't know if I want to go down this road. And she was on one of those kind of stretches. And she called and she said, I think I'm lost. And I said, what do you see around you? And she told me, and I said, nope, you're going in the right direction. She says, I'm running late. I hate keeping Dr. Woodson late. I said, that's okay. That's fine. He'll be fine. Get there when you get there. I'll let him know you're on your way. And she said, you really are very patient and kind. And she says, I look forward to meeting you too. Are you going to be at the station? I said, no, I'm at my office, but I'm sure Dr. Woodson will be excited to see you. So after the taping, and they did this taping, and it was a 30-minute show, and I think it went to 45, so my husband made it into an hour. Because at the time she was talking about how our bodies tell us what's going on with us if we pay attention, if we know what to look for. And I think it was the Heal from Within was the name of the book, or Healing Our Bodies, or something like that. It was one of her first books. And after the taping, she said to my husband, she said, I know you have a unique story, but you know the one I'm really interested in? Your wife. I bet she has a really unique story, and one day I hope she writes it. That coming from Louise Hay at that time was a big deal, because at that time I'd been trying to write, and everything else was happening. Since this pandemic has come about, that has been one of the things on my to-do list. That's moving up closer to the top. Life has come along at many times and sometimes stopped my dreams. But I also remember, as long as I'm here, it's never too late. I'm not putting off my dreams anymore to do anything for anyone else. I can incorporate and integrate into my life what is best for me, what is best for others, what is best for my family, what is best for my community. And I've always been able to do that every place I've lived, and in every community I've lived in, I've always found a way to give something back. What these cards for today and the message for today is saying, right now is perfect timing. Whatever it is that you put on the shelf that you really hadn't thought about doing, maybe bring it out now. Maybe take it out of the box. Unpack it. Start to look at, what do you need to do? Start creating very small steps, baby steps. Take one step a day until it's done. If you look at it and in its totality, it is overwhelming. But when you start to develop very small steps, very small baby steps, you start to see, I could do this. So understand that no matter when it is in your life, it is a good time, a great time, to start planning out your dreams so that they can come true, no matter what your age is or your circumstances. Especially if it's writing a story or a book, your story could save someone else. And it may just be the answer that they have needed. So yes, I'm working on my story, and I'm taking the time to do it, going within, so that I can bring out what is the best parts of my story. I hope that all of you took something away from this, that we can take charge of our lives. We can become 100% responsible for our own lives. We create our lives in our minds. We create our minds and our thoughts. Our thoughts drive our actions. Or our thoughts drive our emotions. Our emotions drive our actions. It's time to really step back and see, are we showing up the way we'd like to in life? And how can we change that? so that it works to our betterment and for the betterment of our families, our communities, and mankind in general. Okay? So take charge. Perfect timing right now. Divine timing works when it works. But take comfort that it is not too late. All right? Come on back tomorrow for another message from the angels and more wisdom from the angels. If you like what I said today, please subscribe. Hit the bell next to it so that you can get an email notification. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, okay? And let's get on the path of how we're going to start to change and take action in our own lives. Next Friday, I'm going to pull all of the names of all the subscribers, and thank you so much. I'm so humbled and so blessed to have so many wonderful people on the channel. And I'm going to do a drawing. I did say that when I've reached 100 subscribers, I would pull 2 subscribers for a free 30-minute angel card reading. And I am going to keep my word. I didn't do it this weekend when I had originally thought I would because I just needed to take a rest. I am going to do it next Friday. And if the week goes the way I think it will, it may even be live, so you can get in there and make your comments as we're chatting along on the read. Okay? All right. I really hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. And I'm going to come on back tomorrow with more wisdom from the angels. Thank you.